Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be deep diving into my resume, which I created in IIM Bangalore for placements. With this resume, I got a lot of shortlists in summer placements or final placements. I would be more than happy if you learn something from this video. Remember, the goal of this video is to show how you can highlight your profile in the best possible way, which is easy to read and comprehend for the recruiter who will just spend 6 or 10 seconds to glance over your resume. So by the end of this video, you will know how easy peasy to write a resume. I will also share an editable template of the resume in the description box so that you can download it and fill your detail to get your resume. So if you watch this video till the very end, you will have your resume ready in an hour. So let's get started. Before that, if you will learn something new in this video, please do comment, like and share. I'll pick some folks from the comment section. I'll sit with them and personally mentor them how they can create a perfect resume. So do comment, like and share and subscribe this channel. With that said, let's focus on the first section. As you can see, there is a headline at the top of the resume. You can start your resume with this kind of headline where you can mention your name and other important details like contact number, email address, and your LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have LinkedIn profile, I'll strongly urge you to pause this video right now and make your LinkedIn profile. Why am I saying that? Because LinkedIn will be an integral part of your professional journey in terms of hunting for the jobs, connecting with HR and other people, right? So please create a LinkedIn profile if you haven't done already. One thing you must have noticed that I have mentioned my current designation beside my name in the headline. This helps me to grab the attention from the recruiter. For example, I have mentioned product manager here. So if in the future I will be applying to any product management role, the recruiter will glance and quickly associate me to the relevant candidate list. Because recruiter will spend 6 and 10 seconds on any resume, so I want the recruiter to quickly get who I am as a candidate. So are you able to get it what I'm saying? Also, you should avoid adding unnecessary detail like home address or date of birth. This will not come handy in initial screening of your resume. Now coming on to the education section. Here you should list down all the details in the reverse chronological order in a neat and structured way. I made a tabular format. You can also make something like this. One more thing, if you are a fresher, you should mention your 10th and 12th class education detail. But you have more than 4 or 5 years of experience, you can skip that. And you can only mention the undergrad and the postgrad details. Here in the undergrad and postgrad, if you have done extremely well, like your marks or the CGPA are very good, you can think of mentioning it into the resume. But if you think your marks in the undergrad or postgrad are mediocre, you can avoid because no one will care about it that much. Also, for the experienced folks, they can put their work experience above the education section. But for the fresher, you should mention your education section at the top. Now, coming on to the next section, that is work experience section. Work experience section is the most important section in any resume. So start your work experience section by writing the most recent experience first. We'll separately discuss how fresher can approach this section. Here you should mention the duration for which you have worked in that role. You need not mention the exact date like I have worked from 24th January 2016 to till date. No, nothing of that sort. Mentioning the month and the year would be good to go. This should be followed by the name of the company and your role in that company. Here I'll write all the things in a single line so that you can avoid white spaces. One important thing is you should avoid white spaces in your resume as much as you can because having too much of white spaces will make your resume look bleak and not that strong. And one of the most important point here I want to make is that in the work experience section, you should not focus on what you have done, but you should focus on what you have achieved in that role. Why am I saying that? Because work will be more or less same for a particular role. But what makes you different is how well you have done that work. What have you achieved and what benefit your work has given to your company? This is the most important thing you should focus on in the work experience section. You will be able to understand what I'm saying with an example. It is more about work achievement rather than the work profile, right? So keep that in mind. It is work achievement rather than work profile. So in this work experience section, I have bucket my work experience into two different parts, which will make it easy to understand. It is completely up to you. If you want to bucket it, you can do. But if you don't want to, it is completely okay. Here you can see that I have framed each and every point in a single line. You should avoid writing work X point in a lengthy format because it will become extremely difficult for the recruiter to read through it. So as I said, the work experience point are meant to showcase your work. So the best way to write the resume point is mentioning the quantitative impact. For example, you can see each and every resume point I have mentioned, what I have done and what is the impact I have created. And don't worry if you don't get those numbers. You can always do guesstimate, and this will help you to justify these numbers in an interview setting. Other important thing is bold those impact numbers so that it can get easily visible and get attention by the recruiter. You can use power verbs like led, demonstrated, brainstorm, optimize, which will give your resume professional shape. But remember, don't overdo it. And if you are a fresher, you can put your internship experience, live project if you have done under some professor, or some training if you have done. You can put all those in the work experience section. So I think now you have fair amount of idea how to structure a work experience section. Now coming on to the next section, which is awards and achievement. Many of you will comment that Shailesh, I don't have any achievements. What should I do in that case? Just watch. I'll let you know what you can do in that case. So this section is all about rise and shine. You can mention your rewards and recognition you have received during your professional and educational life. If you are working professional and have more than 4 or 5 months of experience, you should avoid mentioning the awards and achievement you got in the childhood until unless it is very significant, right? But the important thing is impact. You should write your rewards and achievement in an impactful manner. So quantify it, like how many people were there and out of those, what position you have got. See how I write those points. For example, here I mentioned best project, 1 out of 80 plus. That means 80 projects were there and my project is one out of those 80 projects. And what is the project name and where I got. So this will give a professional look. Now the most asked question comes, if you don't have achievement and don't have enough point, what you should do. Keep up with this video till the end. I'll be sharing a bonus tip. Using that, you will be able to have good awards and achievement section. So keep watching this video and comment what you have learned something new. I will be picking some comments and will sit with them and help them grooming their resume personally. Now coming to the next section, position of responsibilities. So this section is important for freshers because you don't have any professional experience. It will be a good place to show your leadership skills. For example, in the college we are part of various college festival, clubs, societies. You can mention those here, but should frame the point in such a way that which can tell the impact. You can always quantify those numbers. See how I frame those points in this section. You will get a fair amount of idea what you can do in that resume. Again, the important thing is how you present these things in the resume. Now coming to the last section, extracurriculars. So this section is often neglected by a lot of people, but remember this section is important. So it will tell your interview that how diverse you are as a person. So if you have a volunteering experience in NGO, it indicates that you are an empathetic person, which is kind of most important trait in work life. Being part of sports events, doing well in the group event shows that you are a good team player. Basically, you have a life outside your work, and it is important for you as an individual. So this section is kind of important. Don't neglect that. So now comes the time to give that bonus tip. If you don't have any awards and achievement, what you can do. So in this case, you can participate in various online competitions that are happening on Unstop. I will give the link in the description box. For every field, whatever the field you belong to, there are competitions happening. You can participate, try to win, and put those as an reward and achievement in that section. You can also complete courses on Udemy, Coursera, and smartly mention like you have done this course and achieve 90 percentile plus or A grade. That would also work. So everyone can build the awards and achievement section. It is the matter how smartly you can present the same in the resume. So, what are the key takeaways from this session? These are the 6 key takeaways. I would want you to pause the video, take a note of whatever we have discussed till now, and try to implement those in your resume. You can also download my resume from the description box, and whatever we have discussed till now, try to fill those details depending upon your work experience, your position of responsibility, your education. So, in an hour, you should be able to get some one pager resume, which we can always refine as we go further. Please subscribe to our channel, or you can book a slot with me on Talkmate. We can chat about product management. If you wanted to go, if you wanted to get some career guidance, we are open with that. So keep watching.